Okay. So this is a download that I really had to jump on and share because it feels very exciting and it feels like a lot of us are getting very similar downloads in regards to our body and how we take in light and color. And so this is something that started for me. I started seeing us as prisms sometime last year. And the only part of the download that came to me is that we were prisms. We shine light out through ourselves, different light refracts out, and that somehow affects our environment. And I didn't have any more information. But now this morning I've gotten, I was thinking a lot about crystals and our crystalline DNA. And I thought a lot about that and realized how this all interplays. So basically the way that source light comes in, it enters through us. And as we heal, as we grow and expand, we're able to hold more light within us. So we're always taking in that source light, but we're also able to hold a larger amount of that light in us. And from that light, what we're doing is projecting that light outwards. But like any projector, there's always kind of something in the way that's being projected out. And so what's being projected out is our crystalline body. And so our crystalline body, just like you probably heard, crystals hold information. They hold information within them. And so same thing happens with our crystalline DNA. So our DNA holds information in it. And when that light from within is projected outwards through that DNA, that becomes a reality. That becomes what we're able to live, and that becomes our auric field, our magnetic field, what we're magnetizing more of for more experiences for us to have through that. And so as this more light is coming in and coming through, it is activating our DNA. It's activating that crystalline DNA. And what crystallization really is purification. And so if you think about two different substances crystallizing together and having kind of impurities within the crystal, that's kind of like what our crystalline DNA is like when it is not fully activated. So there are kind of impurities, shadows, really, shadows, darkness within those crystals that when projected outward, create these shadows, create these circumstances in our external world that we then have to walk through and experience and deal with in order to clear these shadows, clear these impurifications, and purify that crystal, that DNA, so that when the light shines through that, we're getting the highest vibration of information, all of the information, the whole information packet that resides within that DNA is projected outward. And so then when that happens, we feel lots of things like power-ups and activations. We feel in flow. We feel like things are going the way that they should, because it's truly the information that we hold inside us, our knowing, our truth, being perfectly purified, projected outwards onto the world. So the other thing to take into consideration with this is that just like with any purification process, this is not a one-time deal. This is not one time things crystallizing together and poof, there you go, you're activated and the light shines through. This is a process of breaking apart, coming back together, breaking apart, coming back together, and slowly filtering out those impurities each time. And that is why you might have a similar situation, that same DNA, that same crystal, that you feel like you're walking through that situation time and time again, and it's slightly different, or it's the same if you haven't, cleared it. And it's because it's breaking up. We have different states of being. Just like there's different states with gas and water, our body, our crystalline body, has different states of being. And it does that to give us the opportunity to purify this DNA. And so there are times when this breaks apart, when we feel more fractalized. And that is the time when we have the ability to see things more clearly, see these shadows more clearly, and choose to walk through them separately and hopefully clear some out. And then when it comes back together, when that crystal reforms in a more purified state with less of that shadow, then we're going to see that situation mirrored back out with us, with possibly an easier way to walk through it. Or maybe we have some of the answers of how to walk through that situation and those shadows a bit more easily from the times when we were fractalized. And so this fractalization and then this purification is happening over and over again until we get to a stage where that crystalline DNA is fully purified. It is that pure information package, and that is what we're projecting outwards into our magnetic field and into the world. And that's our gifts, because that information that we hold in there are gifts and light that we can shine out to humanity. And anytime we're shining any of this light out, that affects everyone around us and in our environments too. That affects the world. We're feeding that vibration into the planet. We're feeding it out through our magnetic fields into the collective. And so every bit of healing that we do is helping. But when we get to that purified state, that's us living in that pure gift of that. And so we're projecting that gift outward and able to help others, and others are able to identify that within our fields and use the knowledge and use the purification process that we came to know ourselves and came to do within our healing in their own lives to purify that within their own lives, and therefore transmute those issues slightly easier on their end. So we're able to help each other heal through this crystalline healing. So basically, just wanted to share that. All came through in a big blast. I'm sure that there will be more, but yeah, we're all made of crystals. We're all made of stardust, and we're all just projecting. We're projecting our inner reality outwards. So the more that we can work on purifying and understanding, I think the big thing is understanding that moving through those states is fluid, and it is expected to feel fractalized at some points and feel like everything is everywhere. And then at some points feel like we come back together. That is a very natural ebb and flow rhythm process that is completely needed in order for this purification to take place, so that you can shine your light as purely out into the universe and attract what it is that you want, and also attract those that you can help the most and those that need you the most to your magnetic field. I hope this helps. Have a great day.